Okay, so we're going to do Married at First Sight Australia first. I know that's not right. The USA was on first, but I don't have those notes near me, and this decided to tape another video just like that. So, we start out by seeing Connie and Johnny lying there in bed, and I'm hoping the best while these two are talking about the upcoming goodbye, which was kind of a signal of how the two was planning on making this evening go. Meanwhile, Casey and Drew discuss the dinner party, how it's weighing on Casey's mind. One comment that I liked, Casey says, "That must feel nice knowing 100% that I like you." And Drew was like, "Well, yeah." And Casey wonders, is she going to be the one that is all in? The couple spend a week apart before making their life decision. Stacy and Mike both agree they have to communicate more before they split up. Connie, I just wanted to say that you were so hard on yourself, and you shouldn't focus on the past, but more on the present and the future. Mike returns to the bachelor pad, and Stacy and Mike's problems is what he's reflecting on, and how Stacy has refocused his intentions in life. Stacy says the main concern about Mike being around is her kids. Jonathan says Connie means so much, and how much Connie has grown as a person. Jonathan is scared but doesn't want to hurt Connie, but doesn't see future with Jonathan. And Connie reflects about her growth and her sad low self-esteem, and now how she's grown to be brave and strong. Casey and Drew reflect about relationship and final vows. They reflect upon their problems and issues. Then we see Connie and Connie's mom go out to, grab a bite to eat. They chat about the experiment, and Connie says, "I'm so much more confident and brave. I'm worthy of being loved." And her mom calls her courageous, and that she's been true to herself and ready for the next stage now. Mike and Stacy are preparing the final vows. Mike said beautiful words to Stacy and chosen to stay. Stacy's turn, both vows presented the journey of marriage. Stacy talks about the cheating and how she lost her brother and her dad, and how Mike had made her feel worthless, but then the tenderness and thoughtfulness came through when he remembered her dead brother's birthday, and proved that he had changed, not with words but with actions. She loves him, they kiss, they stay together, so happy for both of them. Casey and Drew, before I watch this, I will say that they will part ways, not work out. Love the lighted vow ceremony of the final vow. Now, by this I mean they had sunflowers and looked like just a lighted path to the where they were going to exchange what they had to say to each other and make their decision. It was so beautiful. It really was. Casey reads her words. She chose to stay married. Drew reads his final words and chose to I have no clue what I wrote there. Chose his words perfectly. He said that he had walls up and apologizes for his actions. The hardest decision he ever had to make, and he's even scared me because he was so gloomy and doomy, stealing on Casey's words there. But I am happy that they both decided to choose, and it was a beautiful sunflower and Western themed wedding. Jonathan and Connie prepare for their final vows, hoping for the best, but expecting the worst. He wrote leave 3 times. I mean, come on, y'all. It's practically written on the wall. Connie reads her final vows. And she will end the journey with Johnny and start on her own as a brave, independent woman. She taught him so much, and they leave as hand in hand as friends. The next week we find out, will Liz and Seb, meaning Elizabeth and Sebastian, and Steve and Michelle, remain married, or will they part ways? I cried, Connie and Johnny. I really thought that maybe Jonathan would grow up and see that you two were meant to be. I think that Connie did come a long way. I thought your final date would have brought you closer together, not further apart. But maybe time will tell. You know, I always say, don't say that it's always over, because you don't know about the other person. You don't live their life. You're not that person, so how can you say that it's over? So that's all for your first part of review of Australian Married Ever After Part 1, the ending of the season. Next week is season 2, or still part 2 of this season of ending in Australian wedding. So I'm anxious to see that. We've got the USA, tidbits from Married at First Sight, magazine review, and a book review. Don't go anywhere.